When I'm not reading autobiographies written by some of the foremost critical thinkers of the modern age, I like to answer questions that I get on YouTube. So let's have at it. What is your favorite debut album of all time? Excellent question, and I'm actually going to kind of put some parameters on this. I'm going to limit it to albums that came out while I was alive. I kind of feel like if I was alive when Jimi Hendrix Are You Experienced came out or Led Zeppelin 1 came out, it would have just blown my mind. So I'm going to eliminate everything pre my birth, and I'm also going to have two answers: the debut album that affected me the most when it came out, and what now I feel, with the benefit of hindsight, was the best debut album that came out. Now, as far as like an album that just affected me, that is just a combination of a lot of things, like really just getting into learning guitar and like the age I was and everything, I feel like the debut album of Wolfmother was like the most awesome thing at the time for me. And a lot can be said for kind of the lack of real quality material that Andrew Stockdale and co, if you even want to say the rest of the band, have come out since then. But at the time, like, Wolfmother was just like an awesome, awesome album, and I kind of thought it was just going to be like our generation Zeppelin. Maybe turned out a little bit different, but hey, Joker and the Thief was like such an awesome like stadium rock song. It was just kind of like a heavy, really cool sound that seemed to come out of nowhere because I'd never even heard of them until like the album dropped. So yeah, Wolfmother's debut album I still think is awesome. And now in hindsight, I might actually catch some flack for this, but what I believe to be the best debut album that has come out in like the last like 20 years is Title by Fiona Apple. I think she is just an incredible, incredible singer-songwriter compositionally, almost to the point that like I kind of feel bad that she had to like live the life that allowed her to write such an incredible album, and just to kind of have like the wisdom and the poetic nature to write the things that she was writing at like as a teenager, really. Like the song like Never Is a Promise, like I can't believe that she wrote that at such a young age. Huge Fiona Apple fan. I think she doesn't really get enough credit in kind of like the songwriting community. But yeah, that is my vote for best debut album that has come out in my lifetime. So these are kind of the same question. What advice would you give someone who knows barely any music theory? And how do I progress through learning music theory? Because it's been about a year and I haven't gotten anywhere. So again, kind of like I said in the past, I played guitar for like 7 years before I even had an inkling of wanting to learn about music theory, understanding it, anything. And my best advice is, number one, don't get discouraged, because I've been teaching guitar for a while now, and I know that it's just a matter of time before it sinks in. And if you're thoughtful about wanting to learn music theory, it's going to happen at some point. You just need to have the right thing said to you at the right time by the right person. So just keep watching videos. You know, I try to do a good job taking my time explaining a lot of the concepts, but you know what? Like, I fully realize I might not be the person that's going to say something that really sinks in and kind of starts putting the puzzle pieces together. So watch a bunch of videos there's all types of great instructors on YouTube, and somebody out there is going to say something that's just going to make everything kind of come together. Now, in the meantime, I really think that for me personally, really studying chords helps solidify everything as a base and then kind of branch off into everything after. Even when it comes to soloing and arpeggios and stuff like that, everything for me started with building chords, knowing what notes go into a certain chord, which chords work together in intervals and stuff, which chords are in a key, stuff like that. So I personally think taking a chord-based approach to learning music theory and composition was the most helpful for me, but that doesn't mean it's the same for everybody. So really, as long as you have a thoughtful approach and you're thinking about it, you're going to get it. It's just a matter of time, so don't get discouraged. Do you plan to release a full album? Yes, absolutely. I am working very diligently on this like incredibly difficult project where I'm kind of like writing, recording, and tracking all the instruments for this entire album, like mixing it myself. And it's taken a long time, but I'm working really hard, and I would love to get it out to you guys as soon as possible. But also in today's day and age, I kind of realized that really just making music and releasing it on the internet, there's so much out there that it's kind of hard to get noticed. So I kind of had an idea that I wanted to write like a thematic album, and that's what I've been working on. And I also want to animate the entire thing. And the thing is, I'm terrible at animating things and drawing things. So it's kind of like a weird idea, and it's going to end up being a very strange project, but I'm going to have like these 10 animations that are coming out hopefully in the next couple months. And I actually did a practice test run on this project that I did a couple years ago for this zoo in town. There's like this big cat habitat in town, and they hired me to kind of like make music, jungle themed music for the theme park type thing, really. So I had all these tracks, and I figured like it'd be cool to like make a music video. So I'll probably actually release it on the channel here in like the next couple days or so. A really poorly made cartoon, including some big cats and tigers and like, you know, monkeys and stuff. It's pretty cool. It probably will be the worst cartoon on YouTube, but I'm getting it out ahead of it because when I actually release a full-length album that's going to have an accompanying cartoon, it's guaranteed not to be the worst cartoon on YouTube because I will have already set that benchmark. So we already kind of discussed debut albums a little bit earlier, and I want to feature on listening homework what I think is the best debut album to come out in the last couple years, and that's by a guy named Hozier. And I think he had a big hit called Take Me to Church, which invariably, like it always is for like really talented artists who kind of get thrown onto the radio. Take Me to Church is probably like one of my least favorite songs on the album, but I think it's like a solid, awesome album. And I'm going to link you to a song specifically that is a great kind of guitar exercise in using power chords with a pulse. So what I mean by that, it's not like a steady power chord song as you're going to hear, but all the, I mean, you know, sometimes you can see that he's kind of like playing major and minor chords, but at his essence, he's using the same shape, using power chords, and kind of just like feeling where they go instead of playing with a steady hand. So he's accenting key parts of the song, and it creates like a really lively playing style. And I love the dude's playing. He's an awesome guitar player, and he keeps it simple, and there's not like a lot of inflections and flourishes, which the guy's obviously capable of doing such things, but I think he's making a conscious effort to kind of keep it simple and just do what's right for the song. So definitely check out Hozier, and any questions or comments you have, please leave them below, and I will get to them as soon as I can. Thanks a lot.